Hello, YouTube. This is 1984 Terminator here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my gaming journey. I've seen some gaming journey videos, and I find them very, very intriguing. I figured you guys should probably know my gaming journey from when I was a kid to now. This is going to be a little bit of a lengthy video, so just kick back, relax, and enjoy, guys. And please leave in the comment box below what you guys think. Um, so yeah, let's get started. My gaming journey starts off in the 80s. I was born in 86. So, uh, so I had a NES when I was about 2, 3, 4 years old, and my first game was Super Mario Brothers. I never got a chance to finish that game when I was younger, and I still haven't finished it now. I mean, it's easy to finish now. You just gotta go through every level. But anyways, when I saw the levels changing and all that, I was just like, "This is so awesome." And then I played Ninja Turtles on there, Duck Hunt, um, Mega Man 1 through 6, I do believe it was on the NES. And unfortunately, my NES met a bitter end. It My brother accidentally poured Kool Aid. He tripped and he poured Kool Aid, and Kool Aid spilled all over the NES, breaking it. And I wish I still had it today, but I do have this. That's the NES Mini, and I'm really happy to have that. Um, Now onto the Super Nintendo. I never got a chance to. I never had a Super Nintendo. Um, I did play some games on the Super Nintendo though, like Battletoads and New Super Mario World and all of that. So, and I never got a chance to play the Zelda Link to the Past on there or Final Fantasy 3, which I really regret because I want to play those games. I never got a chance to play Earthbound either, which I hear is amazing. So, I do have this though, the Super Nintendo Mini or the SNES Mini, which I'm happy to have that. So, um, I'm really, for nostalgia reasons, I'm really excited to have both of these. So now on the Game Boy, I had a Game Boy. I had Pokemon. I can't remember which Pokemon game I had, but I know I had at least one of them. And I had Yellow, and I had Page Master, which was like a licensed game at the time, and it was my first ever licensed game for a Nintendo or Sega console or Nintendo console or whatever. And I really liked it, but I never finished it. Um, Now Sega Genesis, I never had a Sega Genesis or a Sega CD. I rented a Sega Saturn, but that was only for like a couple of days, and played like one game. I never finished it. I can't remember what it was called. My cousin had a Game Gear, but he only had one game for it. I can't remember what it was. But for Sega, I did know about Sonic. I did know about the Sonic games. I wanted to play those, but no one I knew had a Sega. So unfortunately, um, now onto the Game Boy Advance. I never had a Game Boy Advance. I did play Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but those were on my DS when I had a DS. I'll get to the DS later, but I did play those, and but on the DS, I never got a chance to play Metroid Fusion or any of the Mario and Luigi games. But I do get to play Fusion because it's on the NSO Game Boy Advance icon on the Switch. I do get a chance to play it there. I want to play Golden Sun too, so I might fire up my Switch later. Might fire up the Switch again when the Golden Sun comes out, and I might fire up it today to play Metroid Fusion, also Metroid Prime Fusion. Anyways, I never did get a chance. I never did get a chance to have a Game Boy Advance. So, um, however, I did have an N64. There were some good times to be had on the N64. I played Super Smash Brothers on every single Nintendo console except the Wii U because I didn't have a Wii U. And Smash Brothers is probably one of my most influential games because that's where I first played it there. And same thing with Mario Kart. I first played Mario Kart on the N64. Um, GoldenEye 007 was a fun time. uh, especially with the no odd job rule. And I had Mischief Makers as well. Probably my favorite game on the N64 was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, because that was the first Zelda game I had ever played and finished. I knew about the other ones on the NES and the Super Nintendo, but I never got a chance to play them. Ocarina of Time was my first one ever, and that was the N64 for me. And I did. What else did I play? I can't remember what else I played on there, but oh yeah, I played WWF No Mercy. I did play that. I unlocked everyone. I never got a chance to play the WCW games. I never did get a chance to play Majora's Mask on there either, but I did play that on 3DS. But we'll get to the 3DS later. Um, so there's that. Uh, PS2, I never had a PS2 either. But I knew of the games that were out there for the PS2, like Killzone, Ratchet and Clank, SOCOM, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, yeah, and all that. So I did know about those games. I just never got a chance to play them on PS2, and I really wanted to. But then we move on to the PS3. No, I'm sorry, GameCube. I did play GameCube, and I played Super Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube, and I wasn't any good at it. I played Eternal Darkness. I played Luigi's Mansion. Um, I played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Um, but yeah, like I said, Smash Brothers is one of my most influential game series because other than Wii U, I've played it on all the Nintendo consoles. Um, I never played Double Dash for the GameCube, Mario Kart Double Dash, and regret I regret that. So there's that. PS3. PS3 is where I started buying consoles for myself. With PS3, Uncharted Drake's Fortune was my first ever game I bought for it. And when I put that game in, I was like, man, games have evolved so much from 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 the NES to at the time PS3. I absolutely adored Drake's Fortune. It's one of my favorite Uncharted games. And then I ended up seeing more games coming out for it, like Killzone 2, which was fantastic. Killzone 3 was not very good compared to 2. 2 was much, much, much better. Um, Ratchet and Clank was coming out for PS3. I was like, man, these games are just so good. And probably my favorite games for the PS3, other than Uncharted 2, was Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. I'm not going to spoil the story about Infamous 1 and 2, but those two games were fantastic to me. You could be good or evil, and there was trophies for both. I'm not going to spoil the story if you guys haven't played it yet, but there's that. I didn't. I played Gran Turismo 5 on the PS3. 5, yeah, 5. And I never did play 6 though. Um, I just and I played on all the Uncharted's on the PS3, God of War 3 on the PS3. Oh, back to PS2 for a second. I did play God of War 1 and 2 on that, so there's that. Um, PS3, I played the Sly Cooper collection, which was the collection of the PS2 games, up-resed. I played the only one of the Ratchet and Clank games I played was the first one, and then I haven't played any of the Ratchet and Clank games since. Sadly. Um, then on to the 360. I did buy a 360. That's where I first saw Assassin's Creed, the very first one with Altair. And as soon as I saw that game, I was like, man, this is amazing. And uh, and then I was wondering what else they could do with that. And then two came out with Ezio, and I was like, two is probably my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time, next to Origins. Um, and then and then Lost Odyssey, I played that. I never finished it, even though I was an RPG. Fable 2 was on there. I played that, finished it. And then Halo, I can't remember how many Halo games were on 360. I know Halo 3 at least was an ODST. but probably my favorite game series on the 360 was Gears. I played those games. I didn't get all the achievements for them. I got some, but those Gears games were just there's something about them that just made them great. Like I like those third person shooter action games like Uncharted, Gears, what have you, and Gears was just all three of them were just great, but the first one was the best. I played some Madden on there. I played some NBA on there on the 360, and surprisingly, my 360 never got the Red Ring of Death. Project Gotham Racing, Forza, those games, and then I got a Wii, and then on the games I played on the Wii were Smash Brothers, and Meta Knight. Meta Knight was my main character on there. I kicked some ass with Meta Knight. I played um, Mario Galaxy. I never got a chance to play Mario Galaxy 2. I wanted to play Mad World. I played a little bit of No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2. I can't remember what else was out for the Wii, but those were the main ones I played. And I wanted to play Mad World, but I never got a chance to play that one. And yeah, so I did play Mario Kart on the Wii too, and Guitar Hero and Rock Band, but my experience with the Wii has been not as good as I wanted it to be in terms of games I played on it. But what I did play was great. Uh, and Skyward Sword also came out for the Wii, but I have it on Switch. So um, now onto the DS. I didn't have a D. I did actually. I did have a DS. Yes, I did. And I had a DS for Pokemon Black 2, White 2, and the Gold and Silver remakes. Those were fun. All of them were. And I can't remember what else. Oh yeah, and Super Mario 64 DS. Those are pretty much the only games I had on DS at the time. Um, if we're sticking to handhelds for a minute, 3DS. I played the Pokemon all the Pokemon games that were on there. I played Majora's Mask for the first time on 3DS. I played a great Zelda game called Link Between Worlds, which was fantastic. You guys should play that if you have a 3DS. You guys don't have that game yet. Do yourselves a favor and check out that game. That game is fantastic. Um, I played Mario Kart on there, Smash Brothers on the 3DS. I played 3D Land, I do believe. New Super Mario Brothers 2. There was a lot of games I played for the 3DS I finished and I really enjoyed. Um, Now on to what I'm doing today, as far as my journey goes today. Uh, I got a PS4 originally, and I had a lot of games for it, but I ended up selling it to get my PC, and I regret that decision. And now I have a PS4 again, and a lot of the games I had before I got back. I never did get an Xbox One, and I never got a Wii U. My brother has a Wii U, but I don't. Uh, he plays it for the Legend of Zelda HD games. Um, but anyways, uh, on PS4, probably my favorite games on the PS4 is God of War Ragnarok, Red Dead 2, even though it's a third party game, but Red Dead 2 is influential to me because Mom, God rest her soul, bought it for me and for my birthday, and I'm gonna be buying Red Dead 1 in her memory. So stay stay tuned for that unboxing next weekend. Not this weekend because this weekend's Mirage, but next weekend. And also, in terms of influential games, Ocarina of Time, like I said, absolutely influential to me because it was my first not my first Assassin's Creed game. I'm sorry, my first Legend of Zelda game I had ever played, and Assassin's Creed 2 being my most influential game. Even though the first one was on 360, but 2 was where my love for the franchise really took off. Um, but yeah, PS4 now is just I have so many games on there. I have so many games on there. I don't even know where to start. Like the Uncharted collections. When I found out the Uncharted collection was coming of 1, 2, and 3, I immediately bought that. Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy. Nadine and Chloe. I bought that. And I've been and there's some PS1 remakes on there, like the Resident Evil 4 remake came to PS4, which I was really happy about because it was that was my favorite Resident Evil game remade, and then Resident Evil 2, 3, these remakes have just been stellar. Now onto my Switch. Um, I do have a Switch Lite, and I have a bunch of games for it. A lot of the games I had before when I had my Switch, I sold my Switch before. But like I said, I regret that decision, and now I got my Switch Lite, and all the games that you saw in my Switch collection. I got about 50 to 60 games in there, so there's that. And yeah, guys, that's been my journey from the NES to now. I know I probably left some stuff out, but I'm sorry about that. Um, but yeah, like I said, my most influential games: Red Dead 2, Ocarina of Time, Assassin's Creed 2, um, God of War 1 and 2. You know, and when it comes to games, I like all genres of games. It takes a lot for me not to. It really takes a lot for me not to like a game. But there's been a few stinkers I've played. Trust me on that. But anyways, guys, this has been my journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and this is 1984 Terminator here, guys. Until next time.